Hello, my dear professionals. Welcome back to Corporate Diaries. Today, we are discussing a very important topic, which is how to create job placements for yourself and not be just dependent on to college placements. In this video, I'm going to give you actionable steps that you can take to attain this job placement for yourself, and you can start at any time, right from starting of your college time or in your second year, third year. Wherever you are right now in your education, you can implement these steps to attain that job placement for yourself. So if that is something that interests you and you would want to know more about it, keep on watching. So there are majorly three categories of students. Number one, who get good scores in their college or in their studies. Doesn't matter how they get it, whether they just mug it up all or they actually have the knowledge about the subject, but the outcome is that they have good grades. Second are the students who doesn't bother about their scores and doesn't really study as much. Most of the time are distracted with other things, and when they finally wake up, it's already too late and they have fallen into this less than 60% criteria. And third are the students who fall somewhere between first and second category. I'm not judging any category. I'm not saying category 1 is better than category 2 or 3. We are here to find solution to this problem of people falling into below 60% criteria and many other problems as well. So likewise, as we know that there are these categories of students, likewise there are categories of companies as well. Number one, companies who care about your scores. For them, hiring students above 60% is something that is very important. They look forward to this course, and some companies even have more than 60% criteria, that is 65 or 70%. Second are the companies who doesn't care much about the percentage, and all they want is people with good skills, good knowledge on the subject, and who can deliver whatever is required on the job. Doesn't matter how much they scored in their 10th, 12th or their education. Now here comes the real problem, and I request you guys that please pay really close attention to what I'm going to tell now, because you yourself will be able to judge who is wrong here, companies or the students. I'm not going to give any conclusions, so you have to derive it for yourself. The students who fall below 60% criteria in their scores, they crib so much. I receive hundreds of messages on daily basis telling how unfair it is on companies' part to not to look on the skills but to judge students on 60% criteria. These students, the same students, never look for or never aim for companies who do not require 60% criteria or who does not care about 60% criteria. Why? Because these companies are not well known, not because these are not good companies. It's just that they do not hire in masses, so students, colleges, parents, teachers are in general not aware about these companies as much as they are about companies which are mass hiring companies, namely your Infi, Wipro, Accenture, Genpact, all of that. So people are aware about them because they hire in mass, they visit colleges, so that's how students know their name, and that's how parents and society know the name of these companies. Companies who do not hire in bulk, who does not require the 60% criteria, they do not visit colleges often, they mostly hire off campus, and that is one of the reasons that people are not aware about their name. That's one thing. Now you tell me how fair it is for students to crib about companies who hire above 60%, that they are not considering the skills, and not apply to companies who do not care about this course. Is it fair? Now you have to decide it for yourself whether it's fair or not. If you have scored less than 60% in your 10th, 12th or in graduation, that you already know that you are somehow falling into that category, instead of cribbing about how there are no companies who allow people below 60% to appear for their interviews for freshers roles, why don't you go ahead and seek companies who do not care about scores? I know most of the students at this point will start asking me only in the comment section, can you please provide the list of companies who do not require 60% criteria? Guys, Please wake up and do not rely on spoon feeding. The information is readily available if you just do some effort. And I'll tell you how exactly you need to do and how exactly you need to take those steps that will lead you to your job. And these steps are applicable for both, whether above 60%, below 60%, whoever it is. So now let's move on to the steps. And the number one step is get onto LinkedIn and Naukri.com very early on, as early as possible, not to apply for jobs, to understand jobs, to read the job descriptions, to read the job market, to understand what kind of job opportunities are there, to understand what technology is trending. Step number two, when you get onto these platforms, you will start noticing job titles of people and you will try to understand what kind of work they do. While reading the market, reading the post, engaging with them, you will start gravitating towards certain kind of work or certain people who have a specific title in the industry, or at least the job profile, whatever you perceive little or less. So the idea is you will start finding out your niche, what attracts you, what kind of job role and responsibilities you would want to do in your future job. Once you identify these titles or these job profiles, take a note of all these job profiles, because that's our step number two. Any journey of job search starts with the knowledge of job profile. The job title, at least you should know, for which you want to work or aim or prepare or to appear for interview. So that is very important step. Then move ahead to our third step, which is get to their job descriptions. Go onto Naukri.com and search those job titles n number of times. Search for every possible variation of that job title that comes in your mind. Say for example, if you want to be a software developer, then software engineer, developer, software developer. Try with every variation that comes into your mind for every possible title that you feel you are interested in. And then you have to read through the job postings, not to apply to them. You have to just read the job postings, at least 20 for a specific job profile, at least 20 for a single job profile. You should then by heart know what is required for this job profile, what the companies are asking. Read them very thoroughly. You will get to know what kind of certification is asked. If the certification is mandatory, then you will find it in every single job posting of that job profile. If it is not mandatory, you will find it in few. So these kind of questions, that whether I should do certification or not, what skill is required for this job profile, you do not have to ask to anyone. This information is out there, publicly available to everyone, free of cost, at your fingertips. You have to just put in some efforts. That's all. And the beauty of this process is that the person on whom you are relying for this information might have outdated information, but the job descriptions on the job boards never lie, because they are the most updated version of what is required by the company, what the hiring manager is seeking. They have put some time and effort to design that job description so that they can get a relevant candidate. So make use of that information. You do not have to rely on anyone, on me or your colleague or your senior or anybody. You can just refer to that JD and can create your path. Now step number 4. Once you know what is required, create a syllabus for your job, not for your college. So as you have a syllabus for your college, which you follow through your first year, second year, third year, fourth year, that I'll read this for the exams to score good in the exams, you create a syllabus for the job profile that you are aiming and read it in your college. Prepare yourself in your college for that job according to that syllabus. And yes, you can aim for multiple jobs, multiple job profiles. You can have several syllabus. I don't recommend more than 4, because that will be little too much. Pick profiles which are interrelated if you are picking more number of job profiles, so that if you learn one skill, you prepare on one skill, it is used in other job profiles as well. If you aim to prepare for 4 profiles that are drastically different than each other, then that will create a chaos and you'll end up being confused. And then comes our fifth point, which is testing your skills. So once you feel you are 60 or 70% prepared as per that syllabus, do not wait for placement season or the end of your college to give interviews for those job profiles. Now you have to visit job boards to apply them. Start applying, start interacting with the people on LinkedIn, see what job postings are out there and start applying to them. Your aim on the fifth step is that you have to test your skills. So you do not have to be nervous about anything because you are not yet aiming for that job offer. If it comes, it is something over and above. This point is just to test your skills whether you are going on a right path or not. So you have to apply to as many as job postings that you can see for that specific job profile for a fresher. Anywhere, all the job boards, wherever you feel like, just apply to them, share your resume, but please do not expect response to every application. In fact, 98% of your applications will have no response. Only 2% of it gets some response, and those no response does not mean rejection. Half the times resumes get stuck to the bottom of the job portals, the tool, and nobody even look at them. Not that they don't want to look at them, but it's just that there are so many applications. It's just that they do not get a chance to look at your resume. So do not get disheartened. You have to get used to this process, because I receive so many messages from students who say I've applied to 40 jobs but none of them responded. So 40 is a very less number, my friends. So you have to get yourself used to this process of applying, and then not expecting anything and being realistic with your expectations. So only 2% of your applications will get some response, and that too may not be what you expect. You might have applied for a full-time position, but some might approach you with a opportunity of internships. So whatever comes your way, just test your skills, appear for those interviews, whether it's for internship or it's for full-time job, because then you will understand that whatever syllabus you have created as per that job profile, whether you are on right path or not. Is there something else that you are missing out on preparing for those? If you wait for giving interviews for these job profiles thinking that let me prepare 100%, when I feel 100% then I'll give interviews, by then it will be too late. Because if anything is missing in your preparation, you'll never get to know. You'll only get to know when it's time for you to get the job, when you are in real pressure by everybody, by family, by college, by colleagues, everybody. So then you'll not be able to perform. You have to find out it early on that what is missing, and the best way to get to know about it is through interviews. Every question that you couldn't answer in the interview will become your that missing piece of the puzzle that you will then prepare after that interview to solve the entire puzzle. So hope you are getting the point. So give as many interviews as possible, and if fortunately you land a job offer, do not stop on it. Do not stop. Doesn't matter which year you are in, do not stop. See what market holds for you. Keep giving interviews until you feel this was it. This was it. It is a dream job, dream company, dream profile, and I couldn't get any better than that. That's the time when you stop. And believe me guys, if you follow these 5 steps method, you will forget about college placements. By the time college placements arrive, the time of placements arrive, you will already have 1 or 2 offer in your hand. And then to sit for that placement will be your choice. You will sit there with choice, and the confidence you will have will be immense, because now you are not under pressure to get a job offer. You are there to see what better this company can give me than what I already have. And that will make you self-sufficient and unstoppable. So guys, please do not fall into that trap of victim mentality that, oh my god, I have less than 60% now, there's no way out, I can get a job. There are lakhs of people who are working in corporate with good package, good jobs, good companies, who do not even have 50% throughout their education. Believe it. So if they can do, you can also do it. Just that you have to shift your perception. Like you crib, that company should also look towards people, towards students who have scored less than 60%. At least look at their skills. Students should also shift their perception and look at the companies who hire people with any score and value the skills more than their scores. And yes, the main point how you will figure out whether the company accepts below 60% students or not is through job descriptions. If a company do not entertain people below 60%, then they will mention that clearly in the job descriptions. And if they do entertain, there will be nothing related to scores mentioned in the job description. So if there's nothing mentioned in the job description, you can go ahead and apply to that regardless of your scores. So guys, that was it that I wanted to share with you all, and I really hope that you follow this 5-step method and you create a job for yourself. If not your dream job, then at least one offer here and there you should be able to get with these steps. If you start on this early on, you will be amazed to see the results. With that, I'm signing off, and if you still have any queries, you can mention them in the comment section down below. I'll take a look and try to answer as much as I can. And with that, we came to the end of this video. You keep on watching more content on Corporate Diaries to be corporate ready, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.